And hello NSG, welcome at this late hour for a run of Colin McRae Rally 2.0. So this is gonna be championship novice standard cards, so that means we'll play the championship mode in the lowest difficulty, which is also the shortest. I'll come to that later, but basically we play a lot less stages than in the other difficulties. And we are restricted to the standard cards, which are the one you have when you first start the game, and that means the cars of the current season. So the game is from 2000, so from the 2000 season, and we are gonna pick the Seat Cordoba because even though it was the worst out of them all in real life, it's the best one in the game. Oops, that's actually a mistake. It double pressed because. The timer starts on the timer starts here, so that double A press was a bit unfortunate. So we'll pick manual transmission, and as soon as I pick manual transmission, the timer will go on. So without further ado, we'll start in 3, 2, 1, go. So we are gonna start with Finland. So we have 8 rallies in 8 different countries coming up, with different surfaces, different landscapes, different type of roads. Like some of the rallies are gonna be more on the faster side, like Finland. Meanwhile, some others will be more on the twisty side, like the UK or Italy. So we play the same 8 countries, no matter the difficulty. But if we play novice, it's 4 stages per rally. Oh, and here comes the rain. There's a RNG element in the weathers for Finland, Italy, and UK. And yeah, we don't want to see the rain because it slows us down, and we get the traditional wet Finland, which in the PB attempt would be an instant reset. But here we are gonna deal with it. So yeah, as I said, we play the same 8 countries, no matter the difficulty. But on novice, we only play the first 4 stages of each. Meanwhile, on intermediate, we'd have to play the first 8 stages, and in expert, we would play all 10 stages per rally. Plus, every other rally has a super stage. Every odd number rally will have a super stage at the end, which will come to that later. But yeah, that one gets played no matter the difficulty as well. So yeah, as you can see, the estimate is 125 for novice, and if we were playing expert, the run would take more than 3 hours. So that's why novice is by far the most popular category in this game when it comes to championship.
What's the biggest difference between casual and expert? Why does the run take so much longer?
Not sure if I hear you well. I think I only hear you from like the...
Is this better?
I only hear you from like the room sound and not from my headset. So yeah, the weather is still wet we still have rain for the second stage. The rain can go away in between stage or during the stage. Oh yeah, also you can hear the co-driver because we have met the incentive to have Samir's co-driver instead of the regular one. So enjoy the co-driver you paid for. And obviously, if you don't know the meme video, Samir, you're breaking the car, I really recommend. It's old meme at this point, but I think it's 10 years old.
Is it really?
But still worth
oh my god.
Seeing. If you don't get the reference for that meme. So yeah, that mod is actually my creation, with some help from Evas, who helped me navigate through, dig through all the original audio to find the voice lines I needed. It definitely spared me a lot of work and effort. His help definitely spared me a lot of work and effort.
Nice work.
A lot of time, so yeah, it was cool that we managed to make this little mod. And I love to showcase it in marathons. So yeah, there will be quite a lot of shortcuts and glitches in this run. You saw a few shortcuts in Finland, but there's nothing major yet. There's gonna be more later. Some rallies are really more broken than others. And actually, the second rally in the game will be Greece, and it's probably the most broken one in the game. The UK at the end is also decently broken. So yeah, we have at least this type of minor cut almost every rally. But yeah, so some of the stages you will see actual like out of bounds or tricking the respawn system, and we are actually still getting rain for stage 3, so it's not great RNG so far. This stage luckily is shorter than the other three. Sorry. So it's not always, but it's kind of a recurring pattern that the third stage is shorter than the others, and it's also a recurring pattern that the fourth stage is the first one, but reverse. It's not always true for every rally, but you'll see that many occurrences in this run will check out with that statement. This last corner can be a bit tricky, but we managed. And actually the rain went away, so we might have a dry stage 4. So the dynamic weather, of course, it's 2000 dynamic weather, so if you get a changing weather, you have a visual cue. If the rain is gonna come in, you will see a very short blink when the stage starts. It means the rain is gonna fall during the stage if you see that. And when it's that type of dynamic stage, aka rain starting or stopping halfway through the stage, it's always gonna be in the same spot. But I mean, having dynamic weather period at the time was already great. So even though it's fairly basic, it's still a nice feature to see. So this is the PC version of the game. It also got released for the PS1. PS1 port has some differences, but is overall very similar. It would be slower for speedruns though, because a few skips are not possible. One in particular, a big one in particular, that is coming up pretty soon, is not possible on the PS1, and also the loading times are extremely long on the PS1. The game also had a GBA port, but that's obviously a completely different version of the game that is not really comparable to this. However, it's worth noting that Colin McRae 2005, that got released much later, got a Nokia N-Gage port that is very largely based off this game.
No kidding.
Yeah, so it's pretty funny that Colin McRae 2005 from the N-Gage is actually like almost a reskin of Colin McRae 2, downgraded in some aspects, and with 2005 cars. But actually, with Viper, once we did a race of me playing CMR2 and he was playing 2005 on the N-Gage, and it actually ended up being pretty close.
Oh my god, I was gonna say, do you think anybody speedruns the N-Gage port? But I guess that answers that question.
Yeah, actually that means like there's surprisingly a few people that run 2005 for the N-Gage. The main reason being that it's so similar to this game. So it's mostly runners of this game that tried the 2005 on the N-Gage. So we are in Greece, the most broken rally in the game, and the biggest skip in the run and the most important one, because if I fail it, it's a minute and a half of time loss. So hopefully we are gonna do it. It's not, the tricky part is not yet. So we are already completely out of bounds. The critical part is coming up down. We're gonna go downhill, and I need to aim for a certain spot to not get respawned. Oh, and I failed.
Oh no.
Unfortunate. So yeah, now I cannot go back to that spot. So I have to drive the stage legit now. There's no other option. I could reset the rally, but it would be like almost it would be almost as big of a time loss as finishing the stage like that. But yeah, we have just lost about a minute 20, a minute and a half. And I think there's a cut I missed in this corner. Yeah, obviously if this happens in a PB attempt, it's instantly reset, so I'm not that familiar with driving this stage the normal way. Only did it pretty much in a handful of no reset runs or a handful of no major skips category. It's actually a really long stage as well, like it's 2 minutes 30, 2 minutes 40.
For someone that's just getting started doing this speedrun, do you think that's one of the biggest filters or blockers, is trying to nail that?
Yeah, probably. I guess you can still like get a decent time by not attempting it, but it's not that hard to learn. It's just gonna be like a quite annoying of a reset point.
So what's the big difference between the casual and expert runs? Why does the expert run take so much longer?
Yeah, as I said, in Finland, it's because you have to play 10 stages per rally instead of 4. That's the main factor. Oh, okay, I think my pad's still to the right. Okay, that's strange. But yes, the other difference is also that the opponents are a lot quicker on expert. Even though since they're not like directly facing us, it's not that big of a deal for a speedrun as long as you're able to outpace them. But yeah, of course, in a casual playthrough, that's probably the main difference, is how much faster the AI go. And actually, for casual players, expert AI is... Why is my pad still to the right? Yeah, that's unfortunate if I have an issue with this pad, because it's quite a... I barely use that gamepad, so it'd be unfortunate. But yeah, we'll manage, I guess. But yeah, if you see the car swerve for absolutely no reason at some point, it might not be might not be my my wheel.
So what got you interested in running this version of Colin McRae Rally?
Yeah, it's I would say it's the most popular game in the franchise. I would say it's actually a very good speedrun because it's not too long for a novice. Like getting a time under 120 is not too difficult, and it's very diverse as well in terms of the stages, the skips, the surfaces. Yeah, I even though I had this game as a kid, I didn't played it that much back in the days because I had the Gran Turismo games to play instead.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mainly saw actually Viper running this game quite a lot on his stream, and by watching him, I figured that it looked like a very good speedrun.
Nice.
When I picked up the game myself, I got confirmation that it's indeed a very cool speedrun.
Yeah, I completely missed out on Colin McRae Rally as a kid. I got started with rally racing games when it had already transitioned to the dirt franchise.
Oh yeah. Okay, so another cut here. Actually, I have sometimes trouble with this one, so we need to not go too fast here. Okay, we got it. If you go too fast or align yourself wrong here, you would get respawned much further behind, which would lose, like, it wouldn't be like as bad as the previous stage, like it would lose like 10 seconds had I failed. But we got it this time. And even though this skip is pretty trivial, for some reason I have some trouble with it. I get the wrong respawn like way more often than most runners.
Well, in the chat, we have Flying Dutchie 91 who says that they started playing because of you.
Yeah, that's the snowball. And yeah, I think Viper started playing as a kid, so there's no like, he's the top of the chain, I guess. Now we need someone to pick up the run by watching Dutchie.
I'm watching it right now. I'm like, maybe.
Okay, so another cut, and we are gonna have a few more cuts in this stage. We can abuse the... Yes, that's gonna be a recurring theme in this run, to abuse the respawn system. And yeah, we need to actually go in specific areas to trigger those, because there is no button to manually respawn the car. So we pretty much need to go in an area that's gonna respawn us, or flip the car in inside area. And yeah, the respawn system is not the best, so in many occasions it's gonna respawn us further up the road than it should have, therefore saving us time. There's actually, on the very first stage in the games, there is a skip where you can flip the car in the right spot and save 20 seconds, but it's extremely difficult and inconsistent. So I obviously did not attempt it. So yeah, that's stage 3, and stage 4 is also pretty rich in skips.
So are there times where the dynamic weather just completely screws over a PB? Or is it kind of an
yeah, because the rain can occur on... So if it occurs in Finland, you just reset and it's early on, so it's fine. But the other occurrences of rain kicking in for Novice would be Italy and UK, which are the 2 last rallies in the run. And it's actually very likely to occur in the UK, because this game is very realistic. So, so yeah, I think you only have a 10% chance of having all 4 stages of the UK dry. Even though in some scenarios you will have like only half a stage or 1 stage, which is not too bad.
Has anyone figured out if RNG manipulation is possible, or it's just
not that we know of, at least. Yeah, there's no RNG manip that we know of. This game like doesn't have a huge community of like data miners and testers or anything, so we just have to pray the weather gods. But a good way to have dry UK is to have a run on a bad pace. Usually the RNG is very kind with you if you're far behind your PB.
Isn't that so nice how that works?
However, being on PB pace is very bad RNG manipulation.
Almost guarantees it.
Yeah, because it will almost guarantee having heavy rain on every stage on the UK. And yeah, in the other difficulties, you can have rains on a few of the other rallies, but for Novice, it's the main 3 you can get rain on. Like France, Australia, and Kenya can have rains in Intermediate and Expert, but yeah, none of the main runners have ever seen that happening in Novice. And in Greece, it's straight up impossible, because the only weather option for Greece are sunny and clear, which, as far as we know, doesn't make a difference. But actually, if you are very deep underestimate, which can be compromised with the Greece stage 1 skip not succeeding, I mean, so far we should still be underestimate if nothing else goes wrong. But yes, there is the fact that you have only 2 options instead of 3 for the weather in Greece allows for a pretty funny bug you can do in quick race. Okay, so first super stage in the run, so you have pretty much a face-off against an AI on a parallel tracks. If you watch the Race of Champions, it's the exactly same format. So if you start the lap to the right, the track is made so that you will finish it to the left, and vice versa. So that way you will never encounter your opponent, unless you drive the wrong way like that. And the reason we do that is we are aiming to get disqualified by hitting our opponent like that, because by getting disqualified, we don't have to drive the entirety of the stage, because there is no if you pause the game, you cannot manually like retire. You can only restart the rally or quit the menu. So it's the only way to shorten this, and you get a 2 minutes time penalty or 3 minutes on top of whatever time it took you to get disqualified, like whatever was in-game timer at that point. And even though you need to be in the top 6 of the rally to advance to the next one, especially with all of the skips and the fact that it's Novice AI, we are very clear of our opponents, and we still win the rally by a fairly big margin. It can be an issue for newer runners on Kenya, or if we get issues with the hitbox, which can happen, because here it went well on Greece, but the hitboxes to get disqualified here are absolutely an absolute disaster, and many times you can lose a run from the opponents going through you and you don't get disqualified, and
that's the
then
most
you need
frustrating.
to catch up to the guy and sometimes lose quite a lot of time. And on Kenya it might even cost you not being in the top 6. So if it happens in Kenya, I would just finish the stage normally, not risk it, and it would lose me a minute and a half. But the thing is, if you don't get in the top 6, you need to restart the entire rally, which is in a marathon setting, I guess, is not much of an option.
Yeah, I don't know if that.
It would be guaranteed, like massively overestimate. So yeah, now we are in France, my home country, obviously. Even though it's supposed to take place in Corsica, and Corsicans would argue that Corsica is not France.
So having not been to France myself, would you say it's about this pixelated in real life?
Thankfully, it's not. Even though the only time I've been to Corsica, I was too young to remember. And don't worry, that was again a ghost input to the room. But yeah, the only time I've been to Corsica, I was too young to remember. So maybe it's like that. As far as I'm aware, it's not, though. It has a reputation of being a beautiful island. And yeah, so it's a tarmac rally, the first out of the 2 tarmac rally we are doing. And it's actually, when you're picking up this game, it's the hardest stages. This and Italy, the other tarmac rally, are the hardest stage to be fast on. Like, it's the ones you're gonna lose the most amount of time on pure pace. Because you can actually make it through this corner much faster than what your instinct would command you to, and a lot of those corners are blind as well. So having good knowledge of those stages will save you like massive time. And yes, there's barely any shortcut on this rally, or only a handful of them. So I mean, there are technically a few major glitches exist on France, but they are all of them have only been done in individual levels, because they are insanely difficult, insanely inconsistent. And it's pretty much only Ferrod, who is a Swedish runner who put a lot of effort in discovering new cuts and new glitches. He's pretty much the only one who was crazy enough to grind for those cuts, and yeah, even him could get it only in ILs. Even though he is known sometimes to go for incredibly risky cuts that are not worth it in runs. But those one, even in actual runs, he didn't go for them. So yeah, I might not talk as much during the stages, because even though there's no cut or anything like that, it's among the most intense stages on pure driving wise. So if you have some donations, it's also a good
No problem.
opportunity.
Unfortunately, we do not yet have donations, but chat, it's never too late. Small donations are just as welcome as large donations. We still have a few bid wars open right now as well. We have 2 for the Fire Emblem. We have choose the character's gender. Right now, female is in the lead with 300 krona, and male not terribly far behind at 167 krona. We also have a three-way bid war for the Fire Emblem Three Houses file name. Right now, the winner is Eben with 120 krona. However, right behind it are Joshi Moose and Yuri from Red Alert 2 fame, which are tied at 100 krona. So anyone can come quick and snipe that with just a simple donation.
So yeah, Dutchy asking where is Viper, and because Viper is at the event and he's top runner, absolute top runner of this game for many years, but unfortunately his bed was too tempting for him, so that's why he's not on comms. And yeah, you said it's never too late to donate given the time of the day. I think it's literally never too late.
I should have said never too early.
Yeah, it's literally never too late. Yeah, I guess it's the time of the day where it's like late or early is just like relatively speaking. But maybe some people here are already awake.
Yeah, this is my usual time to shine, so my days blend together. I never know. It doesn't help in Norway where, the time of day outside changes with the season, so who knows?
So again, as I said, a lot of blind corners of kind of all radius, but even in the tighter one you can go faster usually than you initially think. So yeah, this car is the fastest among the standard cars. The reason for that is that even though the game doesn't tell you that, in the game files, okay, I went a bit too early in the cut. But yeah, the game doesn't tell you that, but this car has 15 horsepower extra compared to all the other standard cars for some reason. Even though in real life it was not a good car at all. It only got one podium, I think it was in Kenya, and it was mostly because a lot of retirements occurred during that rally, and it was able to pick up the pieces.
Very nice. So how long would you say it took you practicing and doing this run over and over again to get to the point where you are today?
Oh, I think for the full run I have around 600 attempts on live split. But I also practiced quite a bunch the individual levels as well, like to learn the glitches and to get better at some of the stages, get better times.
Nice.
So yeah, I don't know, and I think I picked up this game after ESS Summer 23, if I remember correctly.
Is it your first rally game that you run?
Actually, yes. Because I almost only run racing games, but it's for the most part either like arcade or street racing or just track racing,
nice.
like circuit racing. So. Even though I played like many rally games casually, it's the only one I really got to speedrun. The thing is, a lot of rally games are ruined by the fact that you can retire from races and from stages and rallies, because a lot of those games are extremely RNG dependent on like you can win the championship by retiring X amount of rallies, but you need like favorable results from your opponents, otherwise you lose and you lose the run.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Having only played rally games casually, the thought of speedrunning it just seems maddening.
Meanwhile, on this game, it's solved because you cannot retire. So.
That's one way.
So actually, you won't have that type of RNG in your way. So yes, this game has licenses for the cars and for the cars of the 2000 season and for Colin McRae himself, but they actually don't have the license for the Road Rally Championship, which is why. So thankfully, using the name of a country is not is not under any license or franchise, so they could still use that. But that's why you don't see any mention of like the actual rally name. Like for example, the France is supposed to be Tour of Corsica, or like Kenya is supposed to be the Safari Rally. Finland is supposed to be the Rally of 1,000 Lakes, etc. Italy is supposed to be San Remo Rally back in the days.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to look like them, but it's not them. And if you look at the location name for the stages, they only put like random town names that belong to the country, but that don't make any sense in regard to the actual rally. Like for example, the French town then list are like not in Corsica, like and nowhere near it.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened with that. That's so mind-blowing when you see that, especially in older like car-oriented games. I really wonder how those meetings went down, where they agreed to license everything except for the name of the race.
Yeah, that also means that Colin McRae is the only real opponent you face. All the other AIs are made-up names because they didn't have the license for the championship, only for Colin McRae himself.
I feel like that's a Mike Tyson's Punch-Out situation.
Yeah, and that's because on, like, I think 1 year after this game, they started releasing WRC games. And yes, the WRC franchise was the main competitor of the Colin McRae franchise. And yeah, the main difference between WRC and Colin McRae is that the WRC game were quite bad for the most part.
Yeah, I played one of those games one time, and I didn't play that for very long.
Yeah, like I saw Viper running as well, a WRC2 Extreme, which is like released like 2002, I think, so 2 years after this. And yeah, unlike this game, I didn't want to pick that game up after seeing him playing WRC2 Extreme. And on top of that, it's one of those games where you are heavily RNG dependent with championship points and retiring rallies.
Oh my god.
So yeah, we are in Sweden now for the only snowy rally of the game, and actually it's the only racing games where I enjoy driving snow. Like no matter the game, whether it's like other rally games or Trackmania or whatever, I always, whenever you have snow or ice or anything like that, I usually hate it. With a big passion, but actually on this game I find it really fine.
No kidding. The first,
like it's actually enjoyable to drive on snow and ice on this game.
The first time I think I ever played a racing game that had snow and ice was Gran Turismo 3.
Oh yeah,
I think, and I was so addicted. I love those levels so much.
It was probably 4, and I don't think there's snow in 3, but it has to be. Maybe it's 4 then.
Yeah, it's hard for me to remember. I remember.
Yeah, but yeah, I remember I hate snow and ice on Gran Turismo games. I really despise.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the Gran Turismo series rally events, I don't think I would have ever picked up dirt. And when I picked up dirt, that's when I really learned to appreciate rally games. I didn't even know there could be like a different car racing game until I picked up dirt.
So yes, this is the only cut of this stage, but Sweden has its fair share of glitches, and is usually a decisive part of the run, because those skips can lose you a lot of time if you don't get them quickly. So yeah, I tend to say that a run is, you don't actually get a run until you are past Sweden on a good pace. However, you have dynamic weather on this one. You can have snow starting to fall off or having it clear weather, but it doesn't matter actually. If you have snow kicking in, it doesn't slow you down, thankfully. But yeah, sometimes it can be a meme among runners to complain about, oh, I've got bad RNG, I've got snowy Sweden, or oh my god, dry Sweden. We're so back. So yeah, this stage is one of the stages people who play this game casually remember the most because of that giant ice lake coming up. We are gonna unfortunately butcher him because there are 2 skips that are gonna allow us to skip most of this ice lake or ice ring, whatever you wanna call it. So the first part is here. And yeah, we got it pretty well because this one can be pretty difficult. Like can be a bit reluctant to functioning properly. So we managed to flip the car and respawn further down the road, and we are gonna do that again. This one on paper is easier. Hopefully that was not too far. Yeah, it was fine. It's pretty lenient on this one. And then you have a third skip that you go here and drop down here to get a respawn, and you get respawn further ahead instead of having to do this long loop around the snow.
Nice work.
So yeah, combine those 3 skips save massive amount of time. And that was actually really good. Like I pretty much got them all as fast as I possibly could.
Each one of those skips to me just looked like the car was getting tired and was laying down for a quick nap.
But yeah, especially the first one, sometimes the car doesn't want to flip and you have to hit that wall repeatedly, and you can lose like up to half a minute if it's really not cooperating. So yeah, after stage 2 and 4, if there is super stage, like every 2 stage, it's also every 2 stage on higher difficulties, you get that menu, which is like the assistance menu, and you get to repair. You could change your setup or repair your car as well, which I pretty much only do gearbox and occasionally turbo, because gearbox is the first one in the menu, so it's only pressing A once. And turbo, if I feel like I hit a lot of stuff, I pick it up as well, because it's right below, so it's only 1 down input and 1 extra A input, so it doesn't cost too much, only a few frames to repair them. But yeah, if you play casually, you can repair almost as much as you want, because the game simulates how long the repair takes, and you're limited to 1 hour. You don't have to actually wait though, like the time is pretty much like a... Oh. That's supposed to be stuck here. Okay, so that actually will cost me more times than if I have driven the normal way, but whatever. Because this skip only saves like 2-3 seconds. But yeah, you're limited to like 60 minutes of in-game time to repair your car, and each repair costs a certain amount. But in this context, time is pretty much a resource. In the context of the speedrun, the time that matters is the RTA. And yeah, that's pretty much also how real rally works. You have those assistance zones where you're allowed a certain amount of time to have your mechanics work on the car. And yeah, every extra time you would spend there in real life would be time you lose for the actual rally. So you really don't want to exceed the time limit. However, in the game it's straight up like not possible to exceed the limit. So yeah, stage 4 also has one of the major skips in the game, and actually it's the only stage where this car is actually the fastest in the entire game, including the bonus cars that are not allowed for this category. Because the thing is, the bonus cars that are faster than this one cannot do the skip we're about to do. Only standard ones can, and it saves around 15 seconds to do it well enough. Because yeah, you have the category with the bonus cars, which are the cars you can unlock throughout the game. So it's pretty much NG Plus to play with bonus cars. It's pretty much NG Plus. And then you would play the Peugeot 205 Group B, that is quite a lot faster than this. So there we go. We are trying to turn around here. I'm a bit stuck, unfortunately. Okay, and then I'm gonna go backwards and try to clip through this wall to the right. And I got the clip pretty quickly, at least.
Nice.
So that's not so bad for a marathon. But then at the end of this part, we'll have to go back inbound, which normally is easier in the 8-1 smoothly. And there's one last small cut. There's a faster one than the one I'm gonna do, but I'm actually not consistent enough with the other one, so I go for this one instead. You can go to the right up that hill and through the trees and rejoin the track a bit later, which saves a bit more than doing the cut I did. And I think you rejoin back here. However, you don't save as much time as it looks, because if you go for that cut, you have to drive on the snow, and you drive extremely slow. So you need to get it like quite good to actually save time, which is not my case. I usually don't get it good enough for it to be worth it. So yeah, we have another super stage. So hopefully the hitboxes will be merciful, and we will not lose time trying to get disqualified. So you would have to drive 2 laps of this, so that you do like the left side and the right side. Had you, would you want to drive this legit? Oh, and that's actually perfect. What I forgot to mention is that on the PC version only, the inputs the gearing inputs and the inputs in the menus are bugged during the super stage, which means that many of your inputs will be ignored. So a lot of your gear up inputs will be ignored, gear down inputs, and as well as like the button to confirm in the menu after if you pause or after you finish the stage or get disqualified. And on PS1 the bug is not here, but here it's there, and it's actually quite annoying to deal with. But yeah, it's the case on every super stage game. So yeah, when you try to gear up, you need to pretty much mash the button until your input actually goes through.
I could hear the keyword over there. I was wondering what that was.
Oh, I went a bit too early here. I aimed wrong. Yeah, this is the cut I was trying to go through, but again, this cut saves like 1.5 seconds, so with this crash I actually probably lost time.
It's okay, it's just RNG minute for the UK.
Compared to if I went the normal way, as well as picking up some damage. So yeah, now we are the completely opposite side of the world. We are in Australia. And yeah, it's actually one of my favorite rallies to drive in the game. Very enjoyable stage. Very enjoyable layouts and landscapes. And there's no really any major cuts. There are a few cuts, but no actual like out of bounds or respawns. There is technically one on stage 4, but it has only been done once by Matic in individual level, and it was never replicated because it's extremely. You need to hit a very specific spot, and because this game hasn't been reverse engineered properly, like the source code hasn't been reverse engineered. We don't have access to like the actual triggers and stuff, so we just know the hitbox is pretty precise. The zone you need to get respawn is pretty precise, but yeah, without much more knowledge, we cannot find a way to do it consistently. So you will not see that stage 4 skip. But yeah, just to drive around, it's, in my opinion, the best rally in the game, and you can still make some difference from the actual driving. And those, like a skip like this one, can be also a bit tricky because you need to avoid the trees. And actually, I played a split screen with Viper in the practice room earlier today. And if you play on split screen, you actually have a lot less trees in this cut, and also a similar one in stage 3. You also have a lot less trees. So in split screen, it's actually a lot easier. So yeah, stage 2 is also a stage a lot of player remember from the casual playthroughs, because this is the one you get to see the train rails. Yeah, we will go across train rails in a few seconds. It's after this corner, after the next one. So next one to the right. There we go. And then the rail tracks will follow us for a bit through this fast section. Need to be careful about the, because those bumps, those small jumps can pretty quickly put you offline and off the racing line. And on the side of the road, there's a lot of trees and rocks that you can hit, and the rocks in this game are actually rock solid. Like, they will not move an inch. Even the smallest rock will completely stop you.
Rock solid, really? Are you sure?
Like, all of those rocks you can see, they will stop you. They will stop you as if it was a concrete wall.
Oh, that's the worst. Every racing game ever. Oh, it's the worst.
So you need to be careful cutting through here. But if you know your way, usually it's fine. Some of those rocks are also missing from a split screen.
So Australia is your favorite in the game? Do you have a particular which segment of Australia, or the entire?
The last stage, stage 4, is, in my opinion, the best stage in the entire game.
What makes it your favorite?
I really like the layout. I think it's pretty challenging. It's pretty diverse. Like, you have fast corners, slow corners. It narrows, sometimes sometimes the road is wide. A lot of elevation changes. It goes up and down a lot. And it's like almost 3 minutes long as well. So yeah, I really like it's really driving this stage well is very rewarding in my opinion. And it also have a bunch of cuts that are pretty satisfying to do and that are not too hard or too inconsistent. So. And out of the 4 Australian stages, I think my least favorite is this one, the third one. It's a lot of long blind corners where you can very easily misjudge and end up on the outside. And actually, when you're too wide here, it's like you figure pretty early that you're gonna be too wide, but there's just like nothing you can do to save the car. There's nothing you can do to save the car, and since it's a pack of trees on the outside, you usually like come out to a full stop or spin hitting them, which is like a lot more punishing than just bouncing back from a wall.
Yeah.
Because most of those walls and fences are quite forgiving, especially if you hit them with the side of the rear of the car. They are a lot more forgiving than if you hit them with the front.
Is impact damage like very commonly a problem in speedrun attempts, or
it can, yeah. Because like if you pick up too much damage, so it's the damage model is very sensitive from the front. Usually damage hitting something with the front of the car will cause a lot more damage to like a engine, gearbox, and usually gearbox is the most visible damage you can have. And like when you pick up damage, it starts gearing up, like the gear shift become quite slow, which loses you a lot of time. And then if you really get a lot of damage, it will start ignoring some of your inputs. Like if you press shift up, it will not always shift up if you have actually a lot of damage. Also cut through the trees where we try to avoid them. Very nice. And yeah, now we will come to stage 4. So my favorite one in the game. So Yeah, once you go through Sweden, this part of the run is less stressful because Kenya coming up next also doesn't have any big run killer. So usually it's a part of the run where you try to stay focused, and yeah, you start worrying about Italy, which is, in my opinion, the hardest rally in the game, and also with like the weather that can kill your run, a few skips that can kill your run, and yeah, just the time you can lose from driving as well can be gigantic on Italy. And we are coming up to soon to a corner that Dutchy called the NASCAR corner, because you can go inside here and use the banking of the road to your advantage to make it faster. And here we are gonna cut through the river. And now we are gonna come to a part where it narrows a little bit, and I think this section coming up is why I really like this stage. Even though that was not really well navigated, but there's a part coming up after this corner. Like this corner included, and what's coming up next, it's really what I like about this stage. Very dynamic, a lot of elevation changes, all type of corners. However, the co-driver always announces this corner late. So in casual playthrough or even in my first speedruns, I would always miss that, overshoot that corner to the right, and
that would drive me insane.
Yeah, and it's quite punishing to miss it as well, because like it's quite it's a huge downhill beside the road, so you pretty much fall all the way down and you have to climb back up because the game won't respawn you at that spot.
Oh my god.
And there's a bunch of trees waiting you as well down the hill, so.
It's one of those situations where when I play an old racing game, I completely don't understand how I ever played without a rewind feature when I was a kid.
Yeah, and especially this game doesn't even allow you to reset stages in the championship. You can only reset the rally.
That's so punishing.
So if you're like, as a kid, you're fighting in a close fight to the AI and crashing in the last stage, well, you have to redo.
I can only imagine how many broken controllers at one.
Yeah, that's also why expert is difficult on casual, because you have to go through that, and the AI is actually quite competitive, so you need good knowledge of the stages and not making too many mistakes to outdrive them as a casual player and without knowing the skips. So now we are in Kenya, the only rally where we use the longer gearbox, because this rally is super fast, a lot of long stretches. And this rally is kind of the resident sleeper part of this run. It is the most boring part of the run because there's no major cuts. It's not very technical, neither.
The racing game equivalent
but
of
it's
auto-scroller.
Yeah. But it's really the calm before the storm, though, because after that it's going to be Italy and the UK, which will be very tricky, very RNG, and yes, it's a decided what will decide this run. So we can go through this. Yes, at least a ledge kind of bounced us off. I actually went far to the right here because that bushes had no hitbox, but the other one that was to the left of it, this one has a hitbox and would stop you.
Why would they do that?
Yeah, even though they look exactly the same.
That's so evil.
I guess it's because they figured you could do that cut, so they put a hitbox on the other one to prevent it, and they didn't realize you could cut anyway by going all the way to the right. So here we are cutting through here and rejoining the asphalt, even though the grip is pretty mediocre on this asphalt because we are on dirt tires and not on asphalt tires. So we still don't have the grip we would hope for to have on asphalt. So we are off to stage 2, which is yeah, there's there is the longest flat out part in the run probably. In this stage, there's an entire section that is like just flat out and barely turning. The thing is, since this run is not like what we see as the decisive part of the run, it's still important to stay focused because you can still make a silly mistake and lose a lot of time.
I was about to ask how many times has like a PB been messed up by falling asleep at this point?
Yeah, and especially the mistakes are actually quite costly because since this rally is the fastest, if you have a big crash, you will lose like the time. You will lose extra time trying to get back up to speed. And those ledges on the side, if you happen to clip them slightly, it might unsettle you a lot and lead you to like barrel rolls, or at those speed it can lead you to barrel rolls or to spin completely. So yeah, it's quite easy to make a silly mistake due to being unfocused, and that silly mistake having fairly big consequences. Oh, like that. Okay, we got pretty lucky here. The bounce favored us. So this corner is a bit tricky because it tends to push you to the right a lot into the rocks, and you can actually not go to the right side of the rocks unless you hit a very specific spot. Most of the time you will not be able to, and even though it looks like you can, you will the uphill will be somehow on a very small section will be too tough for your car, and you will be stuck. Then the later part of the stage is a bit more straightforward, and yeah, we are halfway through Kenya. Again, this rally follows the pattern of stage 3 being pretty short and stage 4 being stage 1 reverse. But yes, that's also the reason why the super stage can be more of an issue than the other ones with staying in the top 6, is because since nothing is going on in this rally, we are not putting ahead that much to the AI compared to the other rallies. So that means we pretty much barely have enough of a lead to afford the time penalty in the super stage. So that's why if we struggle to trigger the hitbox, the extra time loss would require us to drive it the legit way. Otherwise, we would be kicked out the top 6, which oh, that's slightly too inside, which would be a disaster. So yeah, one more stage in Kenya, which is stage 1 reverse, as I said. So we start with that asphalt part, sorry, that ended the previous run. And yes, the cuts we did on the forward direction work just as fine in reverse, so we are gonna do them.
The final calm before the storm.
Yeah. I mean, there's this, yeah, because even the super stage is not calm. It can go wrong there as well. So yeah, it's the last time
with the hitbox.
The last safe part of this run, pretty much, until the end. Because yeah, also this game as a rally order doesn't follow at all the order that was in real life. Because, for example, we started with Finland, that in real life happens in the summer. Meanwhile, Sweden is supposed to happen in February or late January. I think February. So yeah, obviously it doesn't match the actual calendar, and
it does make me wonder if that was another part of the licensing agreement.
Yeah, probably, and also I think they made it so that what they think is the easiest rally in the game to be first, and the hardest last. Even though I would disagree with some of the order, like for example, based on that order, Kenya should be much earlier down the road, but maybe they, to make some, for diversity reasons, variety reasons, they decided to put it later in the run to not have like all the fast rallies in a row.
Yeah, it does seem really interesting watching Kenya. I had the same thought. It's like I
Yeah.
feel like this should be like really early on.
Yeah. But it could be also to ensure like to not have all the same type of rallies next to each other. And I would argue that Italy is harder than UK, even though it's right before. But like, and
Would you say in general Italy is the hardest one?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, because you will see like it's pretty much the hard version of France. But I can see why they considered UK the hardest, like, because UK is redesigned by design is quite like unflowy, erratic stage designs with like a lot of slow corners and stuff. So I guess it was meant to be quite hard to navigate through. So yeah, hopefully things will go fine here. Okay, it did. Nice. In quite a spectacular fashion.
Great work.
So here shorter gearbox, and we pray for dry. So far it is. Okay, no blink, so we will not get rain in the stage at least. So yeah, again, it's gonna be quite tough to talk and drive at the same time on those stages. So if you have like any messages,
that's no problem. Still no donations quite yet, but it's never too early/late to get those donations in chat. Remember, the donations go to a great cause benefiting NRK TV Action and the Atlas Alliance.
The first stage is not the hardest one. I think I actually missed the blink because it seems like the rain is here indeed. So I actually didn't notice the blink you're supposed to get. Yeah, that's unfortunate because the rain's falling now usually means that stage 2 is gonna be wet as well, and that means there's a cut, there's a glitch I won't be able to do because you need to go up a grass hill, and when the grass is wet, it becomes too muddy and you don't have enough torque to make it up the hill anymore. So unfortunately, I think that's a cut I won't be able to showcase due to, yeah, not even to the Norwegian weather, but just to the in-game one. Because the Norwegian weather is actually really fine this weekend so far.
Thank goodness. Right before this, it was just pouring rain.
So yeah, I'm afraid it's still gonna be wet for the next stage. Let's find out. Yeah, it's still raining, so you're supposed to go up that hill at the very start. Right here, and go behind the start line. Oh, my gamepad refused to cooperate again. But yeah, you're supposed to go behind the start line, and then you can throw yourself in the void and get respawned further down the road and save 10 seconds over the normal way. Unfortunately, you can not go up that hill if it's raining. So.
This course is so fun looking. Like, they did an amazing job making it feel like you were just going so fast.
And yeah, you get respawned actually here if you do the cut at the start. So it's quite a big portion that you skip. And yeah, in the wet, those roads are even tougher to navigate through. However, getting dry stage 3 would be pretty convenient because it's the hardest stage to drive in the game, in my opinion, and it's quite long as well. So when it rains on that stage, you're up for a long suffering.
I believe.
Now we are through a small Italian village. There's even restaurant tables here that actually they do have a hitbox, so be careful about them. You need to be careful about those walls and edges. Sometimes the hitboxes are not the greatest in such a whole game, so some wall hitboxes are sticking out, or sometimes some polygons on the inside of the corners can push you really far inside, like down the cliff, or make you spin. So you need to be quite careful about that. Unexpected result can happen. Hitting a hill in the bad polygon can also cause strange reactions from your car. So there's another cut coming up here. Like that. And the rain still is not coming your way. Even though you barely see it, it's still there. Okay, I think now it's stopped raining, so it should be drying, and hopefully that should mean dry stage 3.
Hoping for a clear skies on stage.
Because the vast majority of the time you start the next stage on the weather you finished the previous one.
Do you think it's going to have any bearing on whether or not the UK stages are going to be rain or dry?
Yeah, I mean, I think this run doesn't have the best pace, so I have chances at the dry UK.
It's just experimental RNG manipulation.
Yeah, just lose any chance at PBing, and that's the RNG manip. So yeah, the toughest stage to drive in the game, like, if you're a new runner to this game, it's to be expected to lose like 15-20 seconds on this stage alone just from driving. That's how crazy it gets. I think my first few runs I was losing like over 10 seconds to Viper on this stage. Because knowing it well saves you so much time. Oh, and the rain is back actually. I again didn't see the blink though.
I can hardly tell there's rain.
Yeah, but you can see the drops if you look very closely. Maybe even like just from the stream quality, you cannot really see it.
Yeah, I think that maybe.
But as a player, you can see it because yeah, it's a slight raindrops.
Yeah, because until you said that, I was like squinting. I'm like, oh, that's what that is.
Thinking in Italy, there is light rain and heavy rain, so yeah, thankfully this is only light rain, which is way more drivable than heavy rain. If you get heavy rain on this stage, you will lose like a lot of time, even if you drive well.
So with all of the little tiny hitboxes and rocks and whatnot that stick out on some of these stages, is there one in particular that makes you more mad than anything?
Usually those rails, it's pretty often that it's at the very end of it that the wall like comes back inside. So if you are going for those walls, you should avoid going like near the end of the wall. Like if it's like the middle of the wall, it's fine, but if you're like coming to the end part, it's better to keep some margin to the wall. Like here, for example. And yeah, clipping those insides can be deadly, but here we went pretty smoothly. Even though, like, compared to a very fast run in the dry, I think we lost like nearly 10 seconds. And on top of that, we get dry stage 4. which is out of the stages for Novice, is the only stage I have the WR on. Hopefully, thanks to a small cut that I found, which I think is the only cut I found in the entire run. The vast majority of the cuts are found by Ferrot.
Shoutouts.
Yeah, shoutouts. So yeah, you go here. Oh, I actually aimed a bit too far to the right. Can I even make... Why am I in reverse? Okay, can I even make it now? Okay, I can make it, but I didn't save the time I wanted to save. Oh, I get pushed by the tree. Okay, well, this didn't go well. I failed my own shortcut. But yeah, in the rain as well, it's a bit harder to aim properly because the grass is... Yeah, the grass has a lot less grip when it's raining. So here we are gonna jump, but there's a rock behind that we cannot see, so we need to make sure to avoid that. And here we can cut by going here. Even in the rain, I should be able to make it here. I'm a bit more concerned about the next uphill though, because it's still raining and this grass uphill is pretty steep. So I hope I'm not gonna get stuck. I'm gonna take it nice and wide. Okay, it spun me around, but at least I made it.
Made it though.
Small cut here and another one right here. So there's one more cut in this stage, in this rally. And yeah, it's actually quite a funny one, even though it's not as difficult as it looks like. Like it's actually pretty straightforward. It's after this corner. You just dive here and go down the hill.
Yeah, that definitely looked impressive.
But you can just get away by going straight, like in the part you need to aim is not that narrow, so... Okay, so we are done with Italy and we have one more rally left. And actually we are gonna put shorter gearbox because even though it's normal gearbox is optimal in the dry, in the wet it's better to have a shorter gearbox, and the difference is not even that big in the dry, so... due to the high chances of getting wet UK, we are opting for shorter gearbox.
Sorry, right?
Oh, okay. If you get the right bounce out of it, it aligns you perfectly to get back on the road. But here I hit it too early, I think. And yeah, the UK is a completely busted rally, probably the most broken after Greece. So there will be a lot of smaller and bigger cuts. So yeah, there's a skip coming up here. Oh, I completely messed that up. You're supposed to go through that gap.
It looked intentional to me, I mean.
Like you're supposed to go through that gap here. And now my gearbox, as you can see, is heavily damaged. The gear changes super slow.
Okay.
And I will only be able to fix it after stage 2. So it's pretty inconvenient. And I think that's heavy rain as well, which the game calls officially monsoon, I think, in English.
The game knew it was a marathon.
So yeah, this stage is quite of a disaster. Plus we picked up damage for the second one, but it's fine. We are still currently massively underestimated, so we just try to bring this run home. Alright, so stage 2 coming up. Most runners don't really like the UK rally because of its RNG, first of all, but also because, as I said, by design it's quite erratic and flowy. It's kind of meant this way, so most runners, myself included, don't find it as enjoyable.
Especially with it coming at the end of the run, I can only imagine.
Yeah. Even though it's a stage 2, this one is stage 2 and 3 are still quite enjoyable. But yeah, if you play like intermediate or expert, some of the later stages are extremely weird in UK.
Is the UK also massively problematic for the expert run as well?
Yeah, I mean, I guess not as much because at this point in 10 stages you will always have rain at some point, I guess.
Yeah, I was wondering that.
But yeah, I guess you can get really unlucky and get it like everywhere.
Rain for everyone. Oh god.
But the thing is, this category like is nowhere near as optimized as this one, so you can also get away with less optimal RNG if on a good run. Especially because you also have more, you have more time to, you have more opportunities to make up the time by from the driving. Okay, the stage 3 is dry. That's nice. So we can go through the trees here to straighten our path. We'll cut here as well.
Do any of those trees have random hitboxes?
I would say it's not too bad, but it's still a bit wider than they look like. So you need to be careful. And also, I think their hitbox are 2D hitboxes. So like it's not an actual pole, like it's just quite a narrow wall. So that's why when you collide them, sometimes the reaction of the car can be a bit strange. Hey, it's the third time I don't see the blink. I know the blink can appear like slightly differently, like from a PC to another. But here, like normally I have no trouble noticing it. And here, the 3 times I got the rain, I didn't see it. Here. Yeah, this section I would say is quite representative of how erratic by design the UK rally is. And I think this rally of the UK doesn't exist anymore in real life. It existed back in the days. It was taking place in Wales actually.
Do you know why they stopped doing it?
I don't know, probably like mid or late 2000s. But I could be completely wrong though. I'm not sure at all about what I just said. I think the official name was GB Rally.
Yeah. I think that sounds kind of familiar. I don't follow rally as much as I want to. I love watching it, but I never remember.
Okay, so I can just go straight here. And 2 more corners. Enough to stage 4 we go. Stage 4, which probably has the viewers the funniest glitch in the run, which would also cost me quite a lot of time if I fail it. Even though that's really rare. Pretty much the past year and a half, the only time I failed it, I was on my best pace ever. So that's
Oh no!
big F moment.
Oh no!
And I had still PB'd at the time, like barely, because I was so far ahead of my PB.
Oh
And yeah, I have beaten this PB since, but like I just beaten it with the worst run that got the skip. So there's a first one here, but this one is the easy part. There's a faster version where you can just slam yourself into those walls here and flip the car and get respawned, but it's quite risky. So then you go here and you just throw yourself in Thames River. So there's two textures of water. I don't know if you can see it on the stream, but there's two different textures with a thin line in between them, and you need to stay close to that thin line without ever crossing it, otherwise you get respawned back on the track.
Oh my god! Yeah, I could just barely make out the difference between the two. That's
And then a good marker to get back on land is to when you see the wrong way a text. You can do a bit earlier, but going when you see the wrong text is 100% safe. And then you go to the left to out of bounds to get in the void to get respawn. And now the last super stage of the run coming up. So the time will be at the camera change. I try to react with the foot button as early as I can. And there we go, time. So yeah, the time is, obviously we lost a lot of time on Greece due to that skip fail, but other than that it went well enough, I would say. Especially like the hitboxes were, the weather was not kind to us at all, but at least the hitboxes were. So as you can see, since we get disqualified, we get penalized, but with all the skips we're still extremely far ahead. So we have won the championship and we will get the fireworks. So during the fireworks, I will do my shout out. So thank you very much NSG for having me again after last year where I ran Carbon. It's really great to be here once more, great event. And yeah, I love to showcase this game as well, one of my favorite speedruns. And actually, that's a bug from the manual gearbox. Normally the car is supposed to accelerate until the spot the fireworks are at. But the thing is, because we are using manual gearbox, the AI driving us is stuck in first gear. So, and it's scripted to drive for a certain amount of time. And because it's stuck in first gear, by that time it's not going far enough.
It looks like your driver got pulled over by the police.
Had we driven the run on automatic gearbox, we would be on the correct spot. So yeah, shout out to the Colin McRae community, nice group of people. It's a common Discord for all the Colin McRae games, so and the dirt games as well. So just go on speedrun.com on any of the leaderboards for any of the McRae games. All the dirt games, you will have a link to the Discord with channels for every one of those games. The community overlaps a lot of runners run several of those games. Shout out as well to NFS community that usually watches, supports me a lot during marathons. Even though the time is really late for them, I'm pretty sure some of them still stayed up. So yeah, thank you everyone, and of course thank you to all the speedrunning friends I made along the way. I still go to events thanks to them. So yeah, that was Colin McRae Rally 2. If we have some time, I can maybe showcase the okay.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
we absolutely do.
Okay, so I will, if I still know how to do it, I will showcase the bug of the weather in Greece. So we will pick up Sweden to access. I think I picked time trial, which I shouldn't have. So no, I pick single array. I need single stage here. I pick Sweden, any stage, and I put the last option, which is Blizzard. I think I was not supposed to join the stage. let me do it again. So we go to Sweden, we go light Blizzard, then we go back, we go to Greece, and as you can see, there's only 2 weather options on Greece, so the bottom one that we picked is not available, so right now we are not on any of them. So I will press continue, I will launch the race, and now it's snowing in Greece. There we go.
Nice work.
That means that also works with like the heavy rain of the UK, the same way you could trigger heavy rain on Greece. And funnily enough, I think it affects the grip actually to have snow or heavy rain on this stage. Which I don't really know why, because snowfall in Sweden doesn't matter. But here apparently it does. So.
I was really hoping to see the snow ground texture.
So yeah, unfortunately it doesn't obviously change the ground texture, you only see the snow falling down, so yeah. Yeah, that was Colin McRae Rally 2.0. Thank you for watching this, thank you for staying up if you're from Europe for this, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your marathon, and I'm heading off to bed. See ya.
Great work. Thank you, cousin. That was a wonderful Colin McRae rally run. Coming up next, we have a bit of a schedule buffer for the intermission. And then after that, it is time for NSO Generic Bingo with Nordic and Kaiser Krister. You do not want to miss that. A quick reminder, don't forget, if you have Twitch Prime subs, now is a great time to have your Twitch Prime sub for the stream. Not only will you be no longer having to watch any pesky ads, but on top of that, you'll be going to help out NSG put on more events in the future. We'd like to take a moment to thank our friends at UKSG, BSG, and Bingothon. UKSG holds in-person events in Glasgow, Scotland 3 times a year, and they have supported us from the beginning. Their next event is UKSG Blue 2025, and that will be happening next weekend. Make sure that you catch them at twitch.tv/UKSG Marathon. BSG, if you live in the Benelux region, then the folks at BSG have you covered. With regular events held in the Netherlands, their event, BSG Plus 2026, is held January 17th through 24th in a lovely town that I am not going to try to pronounce right now at this lovely time in the morning. Make sure you check out bsgmarathon.com for all the details. For Bingothon, it's an online event that features nothing but bingo boards on bingo boards. If you're a fan of speedrunning bingos and you want to see cool people raising money for Fred Hutch, then this event is for you. The next event is Bingothon Winter 2025. It will take place December 5th through 8th. Make sure you check out bingothon.com to learn more. You're watching NSG Fall 2025. This year, we're raising money to support TV Action, the world's largest volunteer effort. This year, that money raised is going to the Atlas Alliance, whose goal is to open doors for disabled people living in war and poverty. 1.3 billion people in the world have a disability. Many of these people live in poverty. They don't have the same access to education, healthcare, and work as others. In war and conflict areas, life is especially difficult for people with disabilities, and armed conflict only leads to more injuries. In Palestine, an entire generation of children risk growing up with serious disabilities as a result of war. The money from the TV campaign will go to school, healthcare, and emergency aid, as well as aids such as school books with braille, wheelchairs, and prostheses. We will give 200,000 people with disabilities and their families in Palestine, Ukraine, Ethiopia, Nepal, Tanzania, Uganda, and Zambia a better life. Reminder that this year we have some lovely prizes with a mere 50 krona minimum donation. You can be entered to win either a Tanuki Sunset Keys, Moomin Keys, Peak Keys, or even any emote commission. Get those 50 krona minimum donations in anytime during the event, and you can have a chance to win.
Det som skulle bli TV-aksjonen, startet like etter andre verdenskrig.
I månedsvis har utrettelige hjerner og hender planlagt og utbygget dette det mest gigantiske innsamlingsapparat som noen gang er startet i Norge.
Vi var en nasjon som nylig selv hadde fått hjelp. Så vi visste hvor mye det betød. Fra 1974 ble aksjonen sendt på TV.
Dette hullet i boksen viser seg være litt for lite for de store sedler.
Med årene har aksjonen vokst.
Ta godt imot innsamlerne.
Og er nå verdens største dugnad.
Verdens største dugnad.
I løpet av et par timer i oktober
sender vi bøssebærerne ut.
Skal 100 000 bøssebærere besøke 2,5 millioner hjem.
Ta vel imot dem.
Og formålet er alltid noe viktig. Og når tusenvis av bøssebærere over hele landet møter givere ansikt til ansikt, blir effekten enorm.
Hallo, vi kommer fra TV-aksjonen. Ja, du kan vipse. Har du en vipslapp? Da!
Vi kan se på søyla vår her.
Når vi er så mange som bidrar, og vi står skulder ved skulder, når vi går sammen, da kan vi gjøre en veldig forskjell.
For those just joining us or just waking up, this is NSG Fall 2025 benefiting NRK TV Action and the Atlas Alliance. Thank you for your patience as we set up for our next run, the NSO Bingo featuring Nordic and Kaiser Krister. Now's a perfect time to get some donations in and put them towards our donation bid wars. Right now we have 2 open bid wars for Fire Emblem 3 Houses. We have the choose the gender of the protagonist, female versus male. Right now female's winning with 300 krona, but male's not that far behind at 167 krona. Get that bid in and you can snipe it. We also have the file name choice. Currently we have 3 options: Eben, Josimuz, or Yuri. Eben just barely winning at 120 krona, but not far behind. Josimuz and Yuri are tied at 100 krona. Get a small donation in and you could be the one that decides. Chat, do you wish that you could donate to a great cause and help poor Nordic and Chrissy out here at the same time? Well, I've got great news for you. Right now, you can do exactly that. If you put your donation towards the incentive of naming the Retro Arcade, you can help these two because they can't decide on their name for the Retro Gaming Room. You can choose between Kissing Toads Again, Kvarkaden, Astro's NSG Playhouse, Pink, Arcadico, the Retro Room, or perhaps you have an even better idea. Get those donations in now, put it towards the incentive, and you can be the one that makes the decision for them.